Have you ever asked yourself the question, do I even need a real estate agent when I am going to purchase a new construction home? Well, I'm going to help you answer that question. We're going to cover 6 different myths, and those myths are associated with whether or not you need a real estate agent to represent you when you're buying a new construction home. And we're going to get to that right now. If you are new to this channel and you want to learn all there is to know about the Kansas City metropolitan area, the surroundings, the suburbs, where to go, where to eat, where to sleep, what to do, how to entertain my family, how to entertain myself, all things the Kansas City metropolitan area. So be sure and subscribe to this channel and click that bell so that you can be the first to learn about all things that I post. Hi, my name is Anita and I am a real estate agent in the Kansas City metropolitan area. And today we're going to be talking about whether or not you need to have a real estate agent representing you when you're purchasing new construction. There's a lot of hype right now about new construction, purchasing it. Lots are going super fast, and there's a lot of excitement because the lure is there. You've got the excitement about building your own home, brand new appliances, picking out things on your own, making special traits, customizing the homes. There's just a lot of excitement when it comes to building a home specifically for your needs and your wants and your desires. However, there are 6 different myths that the public probably hasn't considered and probably needs to get debunked. So let's talk about the first myth. That agent represents me. Well, no, they don't. That is a myth. That is not true. The reason why is because that agent is what's called a builder's agent, the listing agent. They sign a contract and they're actually representing the builder, and they have the builder's best interests at heart. They want the builder to be represented. And now they will be very kind and very helpful when you're walking in, but if you go in without an agent, you are unrepresented. They will help you along the way, certainly, but their interest lies in making sure that the builder's interests are top priority. So when you're thinking about hiring an agent or buying a new construction home, please consider getting your own agent so that you can be represented, so that your best interests are covered, your best interests are protected, and that you have a broker as well representing you. The reality of it is these builders are hiring agents to represent them. So the big question is, why aren't you? Why aren't you doing exactly what a builder is doing? A builder is getting an agent to represent them, so why aren't you? There are so many risks that can happen. There's so many pitfalls that can be faced. You can come across hurdles. You can come across delays. There are questions that come up. Not every situation has a problem-free transaction. And so if you have somebody who is representing you, they will help you along the way. And God forbid, if something happened in the midst of all of that and there's some problems that are occurring, an agent is going to help you with that transaction as long as you keep communication lines open, keeping your agent involved, and making sure that they have all of the resources that they need as well to help you. So, myth debunked, you need an agent. Okay, myth number 2 is, I'm going to save money if I don't use a real estate agent, because then the builder will come down on their prices and they'll be able to negotiate. Well, I can't speak for every single builder that is out there. However, that is a myth for the most part. And the reason why is because a builder has a set price and they have already included in their cost of doing business the price of paying for a real estate agent. And they have already included, for the most part, the commission for a buyer's agent. Now, if a buyer's agent is not there, then it typically is given to the listing agent because they are having to do double work and they're not even representing the buyer, and yet they get the buyer's agent commission. Now, I can't speak again for all builders and all builders agents contract between the two of them. They're different in every single subdivision. They're different on every single situation. But I will say that a builder has that cost incorporated already in their price. And so therefore, they're most likely not going to negotiate any down. In fact, I've helped multiple people through the years of purchasing a new construction home, and it's just not something that they will do. Typically, they will not negotiate their price down, whether a buyer has an agent or not. Myth number 3 is the builder's agent is going to tell me all that I need to know about that neighborhood. I'm not going to need any other representation. Well, that is false. The reason why is because the builder's agent, again, has the best interest at heart for the builder. They're going to tell you everything great and fantastic about this neighborhood. They're not going to usually tell you the pros. They're going to tell you all of the wonderful things that are happening. Their job is to sell those lots and to sell the property for the builder. If you have a realtor that is representing you, you're going to get a better idea of all of the pros and cons of the neighborhood. You're going to get a better idea of what to look for on the lots, what kind of resale value is a certain lot going to be over another lot that you might be considering. They're going to talk to you a little bit more in depth about some of the pros and cons of that, and you're going to get a wealth of information when it comes to just the overall general pros and cons of even the whole neighborhood, the lots, the house, all of it. Your representative is going to be able to give you the long-term value versus the short-term sale that these builders agents are wanting to do. Now, I will tell you this, that I have friends that are builders agents, and they are fantastic agents. But across the board, it's really important that if you walk into one of those subdivisions that you have a representative representing you, a real estate agent representing you. Okay. Myth number 4 that really needs to be debunked is builders who have a subdivision are all fantastic. This is a myth. This is not true. There are builders out there that don't have the best reputation. You can find on certain Google reviews whether or not that builder has a 5-star review or a 4-star review, or if they have some reviews that are not that great. Another piece to this myth is if you have a real estate agent that is representing you, they're going to help you find detailed information about that builder. They might even suggest that you walk through the neighborhood and talk to some of the people who have actually been living there and what their experience is in that neighborhood. Now, a builder's agent is probably not going to do that unless they, across the board, have fantastic reviews on that builder. But I will just say this, that just because a builder is working in a certain subdivision does not mean that they're highly respected or they're mostly fantastic. In fact, the developer may have signed a contract with that builder and they have to build so many houses before that builder will get released. So there's multiple different aspects to looking at this specific subject, and the fact that not every transaction is going to be 100% smooth. So it's just always another reason why you need to have a real estate agent representing you. Now, I will say this, when you're buying a new construction home, another thing that a lot of builders agents will probably not recommend is to do an inspection. I personally always recommend doing a home inspection even on new construction. In fact, I recommend that you do a home inspection even on new construction, and I even created a video that you can watch that is right here that talks about the reasons why you need to do a home inspection even on new construction. Myth number 5. Builders are willing to negotiate whether or not I use an agent, and I can negotiate with them just like I can a resale. That is not true. That is a myth that is usually easily debunked. Builders are pretty set on their price, like I said before. Now, I will say this, that if you use an agent, you're going to most likely get at least some idea of other things that the builders might include. Some builders may cover some of your closing costs. Some builders may provide a few extra upgrades that they might not have actually allowed for if you hadn't asked. Some builders may provide a warranty plan that they might not have included early on. So just having a real estate agent to represent you, you're going to get insight into some things like this that you might not have otherwise had. Okay, and myth number 6, if a builder is building a home, then it's protected by the city inspections. This is not true. In fact, in the Kansas City market, there are cities outside of the Kansas City metropolitan area that I've helped buyers build in, where the city has literally no city inspections that are required. None. It's up to the builder and the builder's integrity to make sure that the builder is building a good property. it's really vital for you as a homeowner, as a buyer on a new construction, to have a representative, to have a real estate agent representing you no matter what. So I will tell you, here's a few little tips. Make sure that you have an agent who understands build jobs. Make sure that when you go into a new construction home, that when you walk into that model home, you take your agent with you, especially the first few times. And if you don't, make sure that that agent knows that you are going to that model home and looking at the model homes, because when you walk in there, that builder's agent's going to ask you for information. They're going to ask you for personal information like your phone number. Well, it's a great time for you to actually give them your agent's number and let your real estate agent know that you're going, so that they can call the builder's agent and let them know that you're coming and that you're already represented. So there are certain tips and tricks that you can go in right offhand to make sure that everybody knows that you are represented. It's your right. But if you walk into that builder's model home and you start talking to that agent and you haven't disclosed that you want to use an agent, and you start talking about price and talking about negotiations, there comes a moment where that builder may not allow you to be represented, and no agent wants to work for free. And if you don't bring your agent along with you, then it puts yourself at risk. So these are just 6 myths that I wanted to get out there. Always use an agent, in my opinion, whether that's resale or new construction, and make sure that also you watch that video about going and having an inspection on a new construction as well. I hope this video was helpful to you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure and subscribe to this channel and click that bell so that you can be the first to learn about what I post. And as always, to buy or sell, call Anita Cordell.